this beats somebody, because previously you had to write a lot of prompts. Your actors or this or this. No, you don't need to even act it. It just goes and be able to get all of that. Then where was I? But no, now your content is not just an output, it's a learning system. It keeps on learning, it keeps on learning, it keeps on learning. For the salesperson who is a sales, somebody who is in the sales, most teams just use AI to write call demon. So it can be able, like for sales, it can be able to use, analyze your lost data, call transcript, objective, reply rate, and CRM notes. So it identifies the strongest buying point, the draft outreach, personalize, and so it doesn't just write an email. It's literally every sales conversation, it improves to the next. So this is a real loop. So the product, if you're doing for the product, if you want to build a product, does the same way. Does collect features. And this is just an example I'm giving, like how a loop will always work on that. Build a small fix. If it's on automation, if someone you need to end and 10, this kind of automation, bad automation just create more bad output faster. A bad loop can spam weak content, send lazy email, create a messy. But the best is fully automate. It's not fully automated at first, but it start manual. You run the process yourself, watch it as repeated, then feed it the feedback of how many days. Then it adds evaluation, then automate the stable part and manual first, and then automation. So it kind of be able to do all that. So these are like practical thing you can do on your daily time once you are able to connect to Obsidian. So how do you connect to Obsidian? There are a lot of YouTube's video that can really help you on that, because I don't want to go to them because of time. So once these are like the 5 metrics, you can be able to work around it. So like if you're able, so if the first way to just be able to put it is like you pick your first step, pick one task that you want to repeat, map it every step that is the ugly one, then add AI on that step and identify what looks good. So like example, if I'm to pick content research, first I'll be able to look what is the best research I can be able to. Example, on my side I have Claude here. This is how I do my Claude. It is a Claude code, so I'm using Claude code. So example, every time I want to do something, I always use what you call the last 30 days topic. Like I want to do a research, I just told Claude use the last 30 days to be able to do a research. So it will do the research on Reddit, X, YouTube, TikTok, and so many other social media, because I've already provided the keys to it. So as for a normal person, when you just ask AI to do a topic, a research for your topic, just only rely on the web, and it may not even do a good web search or a script for you. So that's how I do to do. Example, I have a skill that always I call it teaches me, like this. Like I told it, like every time I want to learn, I just tell it, use this skill, just put like a stroke, and I tell it, use this skill to teach me about this. So this AI knows how to be able, like example, what do you want to learn? It asks me like this. I can say I want to learn maybe programming, biology, and what does it matter? The outcome, what matters to you? What outcome are you working towards? I give it, and I just give it all this. And once I've been able to give it, next time if I'm coming to tell it I want to learn biology, it won't start from it won't start from scratch. It will be able to understand, because if you look at it, like before I give it, like it was able to, there's something I was learning before, it could be able like just go and look, okay, this is where you stop. You're supposed to do 8 lessons, but you stopped at 9. I ate 7 lessons, so you didn't finish lesson 8. So if I tell it learn biology, like it will remind me of my previous where I didn't stop, and how I was able to what was the feedback, and then improve on that. So that is how best you can. That's how best you can be able to use the skill. So once you have mastered that ability, you become now not just one person who be able to use AI on a normal basis. You become a top one, because now you have memory that makes it knows who you are, skill that it works like you, and a loop that always runs without you, keeps on building itself and building intelligence. So those are the 3 layers. So that's your real edge. Your real edge is not just to be somebody who goes to AI and ask it, do this. No. Your real edge is having these 3 layers all together, having the memory, which is Obsidian, having that kind of folder, which is actually is a free thing. And when you go to YouTube, you can understand how to configure this kind of thing. So there are a lot of videos. So then number, because of time, I cannot go into deep into how, but so there are ways to. Then the skills, I've told you can just search any skill you want. If it's content, if it's study and all that, you can just search Claude skill, or that you can be able to create to give you, or you can ask Claude to create a skill for you, and it will ask you a lot of questions and then build on what works, what will work, what best will look like you. And then loop is now you add something on it. You can tell Claude to create that kind of a loop for you that will always be evolving with time. So this is just because of time, I've just been able to go briefly on this. So you can say I'm not a technical person, I don't have a degree, or you don't have something. Just Claude will help you set up this thing, so you don't need to understand a lot of things. So Claude will just, no more excuse. You just give Claude and tell, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm able to do. Especially if you have a paid version of $20, or if you have ChatGPT, it can be able to not have that kind of breaking, like telling you like your limit is out. So that is now becomes your new password. Everybody is chasing the new model, the new tool, because everybody is currently using Claude right now. But how do you stand out? How does your content stand out? How does your research stand out? How does your image generation? Because I have also a skill that also I can generate image via my Claude because I've connected to my Nano Banana, because it understands how I get things done. So this is how best you can be able to, every image you see, it has been created by Claude, because I've taught it how to do image generation, like this one created by Claude. So it's created by Nano Banana and then configured by Claude. So every time you can be able to do a lot of things. So that's how best you can be able to deliver your presentation. So I just want to be able to bring it to that. There are so many ways. So you can go now higher and become top 1%. When you want to become top 1 Hermes agent, this one now I have configured with I configure with my Telegram. So I can chat it on my Telegram, and you can go understand what I did last week, like this, as long as my laptop is open and it's because it's connected to my Nene, and generate a lot of things. So you see skills there, so it can be able to generate a lot of things. So you can be able to leverage. So this one, maybe if I had time, I could be able to take you. So it will even create images and create a lot of things. So you can go beyond just being able to do so. I have been able to configure all this, and just now my AI is not a chatbot. It's not something I just chat with it, but it's building intelligence on how Hampton is, who Hampton is achieving. Example is just to, maybe before I go out, just I can show you my Claude MD file. Where is it? Let me just see. Now this is my Claude. So this is what I've told it. Hampton, who I am. I have told it my strongest. I've told it my voice. I've told it communicate. Don't use leverage. Utilize. Position me at this. These are my approach if I do things. These are my stacks. So you can give it as, if you're a student, you can give it your whole thing. This is my project. These are all things. So you can be able to leverage. This is my business brain direction. This is what I want to achieve. I want a better offer, better delivery, better proof, better content. My preferences, like when I write in code, I want you to use simple this. My goals, these are my short-term goals, my long-term goals, how to help me. So it's all this. Every time I'm doing a chat with Claude, Claude has to understand that Hampton has a vision, Hampton has a mission, Hampton has a purpose. So it doesn't just give me raw answers or verdict. Every time I tell it to create me a blog post or create me a post for my LinkedIn, it has to understand what is the long-term vision of Hampton in terms of creating a post. What does it look? He wants maybe to get a client, he wants to get an engagement. This is what I told you. So once it's created, it has to have that back in mind. It just doesn't just create nice, generic posts that everybody is creating. So that's how you become the top one. So all these things are linked on my Obsidian and all that. So you kind of shift and become on top. So my content, every time I'm getting a content, I feed it there. So it's beyond 1 billion things. So that is what it is. So I don't have so much. I would love to be able to share more, even how to configure it, but because of time, I think I have just been able to share that a bit of that. So you are welcome.
Thank you so much, Hampton. I think we can do better by appreciating him. If he was a lady, I would suggest to pair the love emojis, but for now, you can just clap for him. Thank you so much, Hampton. You've really done an amazing job. Thank you so much. I hope you learned a thing or two. How I wish, like, just as you said, you just connected to your laptop. I could just be telling I wish wishes were horses. Just do this and go cook for me. But unfortunately, anyway, maybe as AI advances, I'll also be able to integrate mine and tell it to go cook for me. So yeah, thank you so much, Hampton. That was such an insightful session. We truly appreciate. So we have like 3 or 4 questions from the poll. Yeah, I'll give everyone who has raised his or her hand on the same. Yeah, every month, like a webinar. So the first question was, would developing a skill in AI be applicable to Chinese model like DeepSeek? Maybe you could answer that. And also, what's your opinion on how African tech who uses cloud need to develop their own full stack? And also on my side, I can see there's a question. Somebody is asking, "Oh no, you're sharing your WhatsApp." Ole. And then on my side, there's somebody who has asked whether if he continues to continue upskilling on coding, whether it's really relevant on this scale of AI. Maybe you could first answer those ones.
So hello. So for the first one is will developing a skill in AI be applicable to Chinese? Yeah. Example, when you're using Hermes, you can be able to develop a skill. Skill is not limited just to Claude and all that. Skill is just a reusable instruction that you can develop for your AI model that you're using. So it's applicable. It's like an open infrastructure, so you can be able to use any model at once. So example for if you're using Hermes, you can be able to develop. You can be able to use a lot more models beyond the normal one. You can have access to 400 using Open Router. So number 2, what is your opinion on how African tech is using cloud? We need to develop our own full stack as Chinese is doing. So it's I encourage that we as African, we should be able to develop our own stack. But in Africa, what will hinder us, if even you can remember, our president had to stop the Microsoft thing that they had said they are going to put data center. That's why we don't have enough energy to be able to put our own AI model, because we have to choose between blackouts and AI. And most people will be like, no, we just need our electricity. So right now we can be able not to put, because of our leadership, we have our leaders, they need to step up in terms of building our energy system. Like we see Kenya Power, they misbehave a lot of times. So imagine having an AI, we develop our own model. We cannot run that kind of data center. So we have to step up and be able to build, despite our president was so enthusiastic, but he had to cancel because they realized we don't have enough electricity to power even one data center. So, but you can fine tune it and be able to save it on your on VPS. And also, I think I've seen Mark Okinyi. It's a privilege to see Mark here. So I can maybe you can just say hi from afar.
Hello. I've really thoroughly enjoyed the session. And I hope you'll run more so that I can join. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Mark. Yeah.
It's an honor.
So, okay.
The last question was and also somebody saying that you could share your LinkedIn profile on the chat. Wewe, ati can I give you Claude credits? Kuja DM. Okay. Yeah, I'll give out credits, I promise. So you come to my DM. Yeah, so the other one was, or you DM Ken Tom, he's our boss. He's saying, where? Nimesema kuja DM. The other question was, before this one, there's that one that the guy is saying that he's stuck between coding, whether it's still worthwhile at this age and era where AI is just shipping code here and there. So he's asking whether it's still relevant to do that, or he just vibe codes his thing. And then there's Caleb who is saying, my name is Caleb, I'm exploring new features of Claude, and I recently added my connectors, Gmail and calendar. So it's limited to few applications, so you can add any connector for it to be automated. I've tried to build websites, but it has been giving me other solutions on how to do it. That's the first question. And then the next question is, after building your Claude brain, is it limited to the data set you have given access to, or will it customize output based on your preference? Yeah, maybe you could answer that. Sure.
I can answer the first one. Like this, my Caleb saying is exploring a new feature of Claude and recently add a connector. That's a great. You have moved up a certain level, let's say level 2. So there are other connectors that you cannot be able to connect to your Claude chat. But if you are using just if I were to share, if you're using Claude Code, you can, most of the connector, they give you APIs. So you can use either APIs and connect with them. So you can be able to connect them with the API and build an automation out there. Because if they're outside Claude, so most of the apps or software, they have exposed APIs. Like API is just a connection between them. So number 3, I've been trying to build various websites. It has been giving me other solutions how to do it. Okay, so Claude, you can use Claude Code and then. So another question is, after building your Claude brain, is it limited to your data set, or you've given, or you can customize? It's not limited. You can limit your own data set, because me, I prefer that I need to go to just give me what a million people are saying. I want to be specific on my needs. Everybody has a specific need of what they want to achieve. So it gives you, if you ever read a book called The Blue Ocean and the Green, the Blue Ocean and the Red Ocean. So you want always to stay on the blue ocean. So that's what I try and leverage, to be there on the blue ocean. So you have to always allow AI to customize to your preference rather than just customize to everybody else thing. So that is it. So and maybe just to before the time goes, I also trying to build a community of 1 hour every Saturday, where I'll be having people. We meet at 1 hour. It's like the way people do book reading. I'll share my link and invite you. So everywhere we meet 1 hour, we just be able to share these ideas and we build. By the time you're going on 1 month, you've been able to leverage. So I'll be sharing maybe a link based on the permission of the host. So we can come. The way people do book reading, we can also be doing AI, 1 hour AI challenge work. You come, we get one tool that I've discovered during the week. Everybody will go on it. We don't just wait for hackathon. We just build and be able. So I'll invite, there'll be a community that I'm sharing a link, and you can be able to come in and join, and we share and we build, because I believe the more we build, the more you learn, because AI, the more you build, the more you're able to learn. So I'll be welcoming. So I'll be sharing a link.
That's perfect. Yeah. So support. You can support utafika mbali, guys. Can you support? So yeah, that's so good of you. You'll paste the link on the chat. That's so good of you. Yeah. So it works like a club, like the way people meet, discuss on what's new, and build stuff and ship here and there. Don't just vibe code something. Yeah, you can share the link on the chat. And then I think you have a question there, how much you charge. Somebody's asking you, how much do you charge for your services? Yeah, you could maybe respond to that. I don't want us to be here for so long. Maybe we could.
So maybe I can invite you. Maybe I can share my link. I've shared my LinkedIn profile, or I can share, and then we can have an inbox with him. So on that.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Maybe at this time, I would just say we have another question, but time is so much gone. Before we take our last photo, I would invite a question from a lady and a guy. So you just unmute, and thank you, Ruth. So the first question goes to Ruth. You could unmute, and also in the presence to recognize millennials. I mean, like, you guys are doing so well to just try and understand this animal called AI. So if you're a millennial and you're here, yeah. So maybe I could give Ruth and one more person, and then we call it a day. Yes, Ruth, and then Emmanuel. Ruth, are you here? You raised your hand. Okay, Emmanuel, maybe you could go first.
Okay, good evening. Mine is to appreciate all the organizers and also Hampton for really taking us through AI. So my question is, so Mr. Hampton shared that you have connected Claude and Nano Banana. So how do you do it? Because I think it's something that personally I'm struggling with. How do you connect one AI with other AIs?
So, I can say maybe that's something that we can be able to discuss. I've shared my WhatsApp number, or we can join the. I think one of the things we'll be discussing or sharing is this kind of tricks on this community that I've shared. I've been there. You can just fill that form. So here's some of these tricks you can be able to share. So I'll invite you. So because of the essence of time, I cannot be able to do much here. So, but there's a way you can do it.
Sure. And yeah, thank you, Hampton. Yeah, that's his LinkedIn profile, the ever smiling guy. You can connect with him. He's an amazing person. Yeah.